Hello, friends. It is Sunday. It is 10 p.m., and that means it is time for my weekly live stream on YouTube. Can you give me a wave or a hello in the chat box so I know that the sound is working? That will be number one. And number two, feel free to hit the thumbs up button if you want, but you don't have to. Just don't hit the thumbs down button unless you really want to. All right, you can hear me? Okay, awesome. Quick intro today because I want to get to questions right away, and then we will go from there. So welcome again. I'm Clay Emo. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I can't believe I started there. So let's try that again. Canuck Clay on Twitter, Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. And this is my Canucks Take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks Commentary live, 10 p.m. Sundays on YouTube. There have been 4 games since last week. The Canucks went 3-0-1 in those 4 games. They beat St. Louis 3-1 on Tuesday night. I was there with my son Sean. That was a really nice game, great game, knocking off the Stanley Cup champions. Then they won in San Jose 5-2. Then they won in New York Islanders. They beat them 4-3 in overtime yesterday. And then they lost by the same score, 4-3 in Carolina earlier this morning, as we all saw. So a good start to the road trip. A good week. So in the last week, they went 3-0-1. They got 7 points out of 8. And for the road trip, they played 3 of their 5 games. They've gotten 5 out of a possible 6 points. Can't really complain about that. And they're doing very well. They got Boston on Tuesday and then Minnesota on Thursday, I believe it is. Boston Tuesday, Minnesota on Thursday. And then they're home for 6 games. So I can talk about each game very quickly, and then we'll get right into your questions. And just in case you're wondering, yes, I do know who's coming down today. Jacob, my middle son Jacob, will be the one joining us tonight at 10:45 to wrap up the live stream. So save all of your questions for Jacob for 10:45. All right, really quickly. 3-1 against the Blues, very tight game, but a very playoff style game. Actually, a lot of these games are gonna have playoff feels to it. But it's nice. Empty net goal in that game as well. But a really back and forth affair. Thatcher Demko was amazing in net. He beat another backup goalie, Jake Allen, and the Canucks won 3-1 on Tuesday night. Then they go to San Jose. Slow start. San Jose actually took it to them, but then Canucks came back from a 2-1 deficit to score 4 goals in the third period, including a couple goals within a minute. Never really felt out of it, even though they were losing. That was a really good game. And then these weekend ones. Quinn Hughes had 2 goals yesterday in the exciting overtime win over the Islanders. And then Elias Pettersson had 2 goals today in our loss to the Carolina Hurricanes. And Travis Green even said that he thought they played better today than they did yesterday. And really, when you think about it, back-to-back, on the road, early starts, I'm sure the Canucks were tired, but they really played well, played hard, and fought through to get that point by that third period goal by Pettersson. That really nice give and go with JT Miller. And I made a joke on Twitter that I shoot from that exact same spot where the goal line is every roller hockey game I played, but I've never scored from that place in about 8 seasons. But obviously there's a skill discrepancy between Elias Pettersson and yours truly. Okay, so that's where we are. 3 wins and 1 extra time loss in the 4 games since the last live stream. Let's get right to your questions and comments, because I'd rather, I guess on one hand, I don't want to be finish all of them and just waiting for people to say something, but maybe that's better than me trying to catch up frantically for a good 35 minutes before Jacob comes down. Okay. So let's go. HSM Fangirl Gaming. Hello, my friend. Hey, Clay, why does the NHL limit call-ups after the trade deadline? Oh, great question. Wow, that's a really good question. So after the trade deadline, you're allowed unlimited roster space. Like, you're not limited to the 23-man roster. That's because of injuries and rest, but mostly injuries. But you are limited to only 4 AHL call-ups. And this, without really thinking this through, I'd imagine that they want you to plan better. They want to limit maybe actually a small part might be because they don't want to affect the AHL teams as well, that are, although they're not the priority, of course, but maybe they don't want to have too much roster upheaval for the AHL team as well as they go into their home stretch and their playoffs as well. But I think it has to do with just being more strategic. Is you gotta kind of think on February 24th when the trade deadline is, okay, we only have 4 AHL call-ups, and likely you won't need more than that. But you have 4 AHL call-ups, and then you really got to be strategic in who's already up with your team. So you can always bring some people up right before the trade deadline, and then you have 4 more after that. But that's a really good question, fangirl. So if anyone has a good answer, much better than my answer, I'm not proud. Feel free to put it in the comments. But that's my guess. It's to protect a little bit the AHL team, but more importantly, to force you to be more strategic when it comes to just another part of strategy in managing a team. That's my guess. Reels Dread, hey Clay, PLG. What does PLG mean? Point. Reels, tell me about PLG. That's like some cool thing that young people say. I obviously have no idea. So I get the hey Clay. I'm not sure what PLG means, but let me know. And it's probably really obvious and I sound really stupid. Michael, hey, hi Clay, looks good. Top division and Quinn Hughes top in rookie scoring. Yes. Oh, good point. So two things. Thanks for Michael for bringing that up. The Canucks are now 3 points up on Edmonton with a game. Edmonton has a game in hand, so even if they win that, they're only a point behind us. So the Canucks are 3 points clear and in the division. And you're starting to see, remember right at the All-Star break, it was Canucks 58, the other 4 teams with 57. Now you're starting to see some separation. The Canucks at 65, Edmonton at 62, Vegas at 61, Calgary at 50, and Arizona at 49. So now it's 5 teams with 5 different point totals as opposed to 5 teams separated by only 1 point. So yeah, I think they're still gonna stay close, but we're definitely gonna see a bit of separation. Vancouver's been the one that's been separating themselves from the pack, which has been great. And then yes, Quinn Hughes now has 2 points up on Cale Makar. Quinn Hughes has played 10 more games, but that's not Quinn Hughes' fault. And I really think, and I've said this in all my vlogs, I really think because of the All-Star game, because of his 6-point performance over those 2 games, because of him being in front of media, fans, and other players, coaches, I think it's going to help his chance to win the Calder Trophy. I'm not saying he's going to win the Calder Trophy, but I am saying that he's got a better chance now, and especially if he stays ahead of Makar in the point race, that's going to help his chances as well. I don't know if he's going to win it, but you know, we know everyone talking about the underlying metrics and stuff say that Quinn Hughes is having a really good season with, you could argue, less talented players and making a more important part of the Canucks' success than Cale Makar, as good as he is as part of the Avalanche success. I'm not a Makar hater. I just want Quinn Hughes to win. I think it'd be awesome. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Real Street, hey again. Do you think Quinn Hughes brothers will be nominated for the Calder? No, I don't think Jack will be. I think it'll be Makar, Hughes, and one of either Olofsson, the guy from Buffalo, or there's a couple other Nick Suzuki's having a good season as well. So I definitely think Jack Hughes will not make it. He's way down. He's 20th in the league or so in rookie scoring. So I think Hughes and Makar for sure, and there'll be one other guy that you got to fill in, but he probably won't get any votes. It'll be one of Hughes or Makar. Fillmore Wax. Hey, Fillmore, I'm glad you went to that San Jose game. That's pretty cool. My 2 favorite shows on YouTube Live are this and NWA Power. Well, thank you on behalf of this. NWA Power, I have no clue what that is. It could be wrestling, it could be racist. No, I'm not racist. It could be a gang thing, music. Let me know what that means. But Fillmore, whatever that is, thank you. I'm sure I'm in elite company. Alfred, hi Alfred. Fernando, hi Fernando. Goblin Toss, aha, my buddy. Hey Clay, I'm running out of questions because I'm here every week. That was funny. You know, when Jake comes down, I know a lot of you guys like to try to make him say stuff about guys that don't even exist. That's fun, but don't be afraid to ask him actual questions about life, about the Canucks, about school, about his bowling, whatever you want. Like, I'm not telling you can, within reason. Well, he'll answer everything because he's a really good sport that way. But that was a really funny, very funny comment Goblin. Rios, do you think Hughes has a good chance at winning Calder? I do, and I know you asked that before. That's a common thing, right? You guys ask the questions, and then I usually answer them when I'm answering something else, and then when I get to your question, it looks like you never listened to my answer, but it's because you probably typed this about 5 or 10 minutes prior. So yes, I do think Quinn Hughes has a good chance of winning the Calder, and every day since the All-Star break, I think his chances increase. I would say before, you know, you see all these polls where Makar's got every single NHL writer's vote, but I think since the All-Star game, it's going to go like this, and he's going to close the gap. I don't think he's there yet, but you take into account his All-Star performance and his the fact that he took over the rookie scoring lead. Maybe he's closed the gap. Maybe he's closed it only a little bit, or maybe he's closed it a lot. I wouldn't say he's passed him, but I definitely think he's getting close to equal. Now, anytime you say that, Colorado Avalanche get all triggered, they get all mad, but the reality is they're both really, really good players, both foundational demon, and I think we should be very happy. I know we are, as Canuck fans, that we have Quinn Hughes. Great question. Kyle, nothing, but that's fine. Tony, hey Clay, we've heard of the Battle of Alberta, but are you ready for the combat of Cascadia when Seattle joins? I'm coining that phrase. All right, Tony, I'm gonna remember that you said the combat of Cascadia We see a small rivalry with Vancouver, Seattle, Portland when it comes to soccer. But yeah, I can't wait, whether it's the Seattle Kraken, and you may have seen my vlog about that. It was kind of leaked that that might be the name, although they're denying it. But what else are they going to do? Of course they're going to deny it. They want to be the ones to release it. A Kraken, that mythical creature from the sea, Scandinavian in nature. Clash of the Titans movies in 1981 and 2010, the remake, where Zeus says, release the Kraken. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. If that's the Kraken, then it'll be a whale or an orca fin versus a Kraken, whatever it may be. I don't even know what a Kraken is. Well, I kind of know it because I looked it up. But yeah, I can't wait that that Vancouver will have a geographical rival in Seattle, and let's presume that they're going to build their team pretty quickly like Vegas did. So it might be a legit rival right away. I cannot wait. 3-hour drive, 2.5 hours, you have Nexus, whatever. I think this will be really, really exciting for the Canucks and for the league overall. Fernando, I think Brock is injured. Why do you say that, Fernando? He's playing okay. I'm not sure how much time he got today, but he got moved back to the top line. And points-wise, a lot of people complain about Brock, but he does have 55 points in 53 games. He's on pace for 70, 75 points. But yeah, he didn't do much immediately when he was with Roussel and Gaudette on that third line. All right, let's go. Goblin Toss, what do you think of the awesome Bester one-timer that sadly he didn't score on? And what do you think this return of Bester? Yeah, that was good. He put himself in the slot, and he got a good attempt. Reimer made a nice save. It was nice to see Bester on that top line. I noticed that he played relatively well today, and I'm not sure if he got a point today. I can't remember. I didn't look at the box score before I came on, but I know they got a point yesterday in the win against the Islanders. So I think Bester's fine. I really think that Travis Green did that. Not even a wake-up call, because it's not like Bester was playing bad. I think it was to get Jake Virtanen some more confidence. And yeah, I was fine with that. And I kept saying in my vlogs that I wasn't sure how long it would last, and maybe this is the way they're going to go. They're going to stay again, because that top line did look good. Pettersson with those 2 points, those 2 goals, and JT Miller he got the assist on the give and go. And I made a point of saying today that JT Miller made a really good play on the second Canucks goal, when he wasn't given an assist, but it was all him intercepting a puck in the neutral zone, bringing it over the blue line, navigating that stick that was lying on the ice, winning a board battle and getting the puck to Roussel, who then got it to Fantenberg, who then shot it. The rebound went off Sutter's skate, and Myers put it in. So that way it was Myers from Sutter and Fantenberg. Roussel and Miller, who actually had more to do with the play, didn't get assists. TJ, I think we should give Gaudette a chance on power play 1. Could help his offensive numbers. What do you think, Clay? TJ, I wouldn't do it just to help his offensive numbers. And the other thing is, you do need a center on the second power play unit, because you have Horvat and Pettersson on the first one. Now, a lot of times when the second unit comes on, it could be during a line change, during the flow of the play. But if you have a face-off, you do at least want one center on that second power play unit to win the draw. And I simply don't. He's a good player, but I don't think he's on the same level as the other 5 guys. And I actually don't think Gaudette's been the success story behind power play 2 when they score. That's more Pearson and Virtanen. So I keep Gaudette on the second line, not only because they have chemistry, but not to disrupt the chemistry of their first unit. But something does have to change with their first unit right now. They're too predictable. They can't get in the zone easily. But maybe with a day of practice here between now and the Boston game, they'll be able to work on it. So we'll see. Good question, though. Real Stretch, snowing again. Reals, where do you live? I presume Lower Mainland, but whereabouts do you live? I can't remember. Tell me where you are. And if it's snowing now, that's crazy. I know it's supposed to snow on Tuesday. Dean, if either leaves, who will be the backup next year? I presume you're talking about if either Markstrom or Demko leave because of trade or contract. But I think we still have them for next year. But to answer your question, I'm not sure DiPietro is ready. I think you want him in Utica for 1 or 2 more years. So if Demko or Markstrom leave, I think the Canucks will sign a veteran backup for just a year contract, something cheap. And you can get a lot of those guys. I think the goalie market is going to be definitely a buyer's market this summer, because there are a lot of guys, high-end guys, lower-end guys that will be on the market, because there are a lot of young goalies coming up. Guy in New York, our guys, the guys in Columbus. So there's a lot of good players. So I think, I don't know who it will be, but I do know the profile will likely be an inexpensive veteran goaltender to play 20 to 30 games. Jed, PP1 just needs to shoot the puck. Battle of Alberta is real. Living out here in Calgary. Oh, that's cool, Jed. They hate each other game day or not. Yes, PP1 needs to be more direct. I've talked about this many times. get over the blue line and not just shoot recklessly, because when you shoot recklessly, that's when shots get blocked and then teams can go the other way. But a couple quick direct passes and get one-timers on net, create rebounds, deflections, traffic, greasy goals. I think they don't do enough of that, where I think the second power play unit is better at that because of the direct type of players that are on that unit. Pearson, Myers, Gaudette, Roussel, Virtanen. Whereas the guys on power play one are good, but they're more skilled, but sometimes they try and do more skillful things. Patterson, Hughes, Miller, Besser, Horvat, so on, etc. And yes, living out there in Alberta, that must be exciting. Yeah, I watched that game yesterday. I made a point of saying I usually don't watch non-Canucks games, but I watched that entire Calgary-Edmonton game yesterday. It was nuts. Goals, fights, big hits. It was really, really entertaining hockey. Goblin Toss, hey Clay, when Edler retires, who will replace him? Personally, if we can try to get Oscar Klefbom, he could be nice, but I want to know your opinion. When Edler retires, so that means Quinn Hughes will be number one, if he isn't right now. On the left side, kind of thins out after that, right? Because you have Edler, Hughes, and one of Ben or Vanderberg playing on the left right now. Who could replace him? Oh, that's a really good question, Goblin. I never thought about that. I haven't really thought about left shot defenseman right now. You know, I know there's a couple of big ticket free agents that are going to come up on July 1st, but I don't know if we want to do that. You know, I'm going to have to get back to you. I don't know off the top of your head. You know, we can name players, but then they'd have to want to come here, right? Either on a trade or likely as a free agent. But, you know, who knows what the Canucks cap's going to look like 2 years from now once they sign Pettersson and Hughes to their deals, how much money they'll have to play with, and what they can throw at. So sorry, Goblin, that wasn't probably an educated guess. I can rattle off 5 or 6 guys who I think would be great, but I don't know really their contract status or their desire in coming here. So I'll have to get back to you on that one. Take a rain check on that one. Laura, yeah, they played better today than I thought they would have. Absolutely, I agree with you. Great minds think alike. Good-looking people in Hughes skate jerseys think alike. But yes, they were great. That was a really entertaining game today. They never felt out of it, back and forth. No team had more than a 1-goal lead. So I agree with you, Laura. I thought they played really well today. Jared, how many points are the Canucks on pace for roughly? Well, they have 65 points in 53 games. I don't have a calendar on me, but if someone wants to do 65 divided by 53 times 82, I presume they're on a 97, 98. I don't think it's 100, 35. Yeah, someone do that for me. 65 divided by 53 times 82, and then we will have the answer to point pace. I'm going to guess that's a 97, 98 point pace, but I have no clue without a calculator. And I can't use the calculator because I'm live streaming this from my phone where my calculator is right now. Hope that makes sense. Dexter, why isn't Sean coming down? Sean is at a meeting at his church. Then he's going to go visit his girlfriend. He's supposed to be home by 11:30 tonight. That's the time I set, you know, as a dad. No, that's the time I asked him to be home. But we're usually done here by 11:10, 11:15. So tonight, sorry to disappoint you, Dexter. It will just be Jacob, but I'm sure we'll have plenty of fun with him. Alfred, what do you think the Canucks will do up to the trade deadline? I talked about this before, Alfred. Not a lot. I think Jim Benning is really happy where the team is. He keeps saying that there's a lot of time before the trade deadline, but now it's only 3 weeks before the trade deadline. But I don't think they're going to do anything major. If a top 6 forward falls into their lap, and they don't have to give up a lot, but I think you'll have to give up a lot. I don't think they want to give away any prospects or roster players that make a big difference, or core players. So I really think they'll tinker maybe, but I don't think that they're going to do much when it comes to anything with their team. With their trade deadline, but we'll see what happens. But you know, they say they're in the market for a top 6 forward. But if Ferland comes back healthy, maybe he's that top 6 forward. We almost forgot about him, right? We want so badly for him to do well. Don't forget, Josh Levo's going to come back hopefully by the end of March. So that means Ferland and Levo coming back too. You could argue Ferland and Levo maybe middle 6 guys that could help bolster and give us more depth for the playoff run. Oh, good. A couple people said 101, 100 points. I just scrolled to the very bottom and coming back up. So 100, they're on pace for 100 points, which would undoubtedly put them in the playoffs, probably first or second in the division. Great question, and thank you guys for the quick math. Can Pettersson finish the regular season with 90 points from Patrick? He's got 55 in 53. So he's on pace for about 86, 87. Yeah, it just takes a couple of big games. But he's consistently being above a point per game pace just by a bit. So he could finish with 90 plus, but I wouldn't be surprised if he finished between 85 and 90, and I'd be absolutely fine with that. Jed, are we going to see Ulevi this year? Oh, that's a good question, Jed. I don't think so. Because he's a left side guy, you have Jordy Ben already sitting here making a lot more money, not playing because Fantenberg is playing so well. Unless, of course, we have a major injury. I'm not sure. Like, would you put a rookie in now when you're fighting, not for your playoff life? I think the Canucks will make the playoffs now. It seems more conceivable, but they're still playing for #1 seed. Unless there's big injuries, I just don't see Julevi getting up this season. Correct me if I'm wrong, but as long as the Canucks stay healthy, they have 7. And is he the 8th? Is he the call-up? Maybe is Rafferty the call-up? Maybe is Breezeball? Who knows who will be? Chatfield. But I think right now, I would bet against no. I don't think we'll see Julevi this year, but you never know. Chris, thought on Quinn Hughes, Rookie of the Year. Yeah, I talked about that earlier, Christopher. You may or may not have seen it. I think with every passing game, he's increasing his chances. I would say I'd put him 50-50 with Makar now, whereas before the All-Star break, I would say Makar was the heavy favorite. But Quinn Hughes has had such a good last 2 weeks between the All-Star game and this week, passing Makar in the rookie scoring race. Reed Boucher is our best AHLer. Why do you think he hasn't gone to call up Clay? TJ, good question. Been there, done that. He has been here before, and everything that I see and everyone that I hear talking about him say he's got NHL hands, but he doesn't have NHL legs, and we see that. Like in the AHL, the game, obviously they're not as good, so things slow down a little bit, and he's very potent, very, very dangerous in the AHL. You bring up here, I simply think the gap speed, the shutdown speed of the defensemen are so much faster, so much better that he has trouble getting traction and making good plays, and that's why we don't see him score a lot at the NHL level. So we've seen Justin Bailey comes up before him, Zach McEwen has come up before him. You'd argue Berichi or Godobin will come up before him. I don't think we're going to see Boucher up here because the Canucks, they're not having any trouble scoring. That's what you'd bring Boucher in for, but yet he hasn't proved it at the NHL level yet. Alfred, when will we see Jordy Ben play again? Yeah, I think it's going to take an injury to one of our left side guys or right side because he can play both. I think it's going to take a 2 or 3 game losing streak or horrible performance. But Fantenberg, today, he has 2 assists. They're both quiet assists, but he got 2 assists today. So he continues to play well. Fantenberg is physical, doesn't turn the puck over. I'd say Jordy Ben does play the puck, turn over the puck a little more. But you're going to need a 7 defenseman. You're going to need 8 or 9 defensemen going to the playoffs. So we're definitely going to see Jordy Ben, but there's no reason to tinker with the back end right now. That's my guess, at least. Tony, you've already probably answered this, but what prospect are you most excited to see with the Canucks? Oh, that's a good question. Down the road, it sounds like such an easy answer, but I'm excited to see the two top draft picks for this draft. I'm looking forward to seeing Podkolzin. I'm looking forward to seeing Höglander. Both of them, did well at the World Juniors. I've been tracking them a little bit. I am excited to see guys like Colin finally make the team. Guys like Rafferty. I really want Julevi to do well. DiPietro. But if I had to choose, I'm really excited for what those guys can bring. Podkolzin, kind of a steady, solid, Horvat-like game from or Pearson type game, kind of more steady, more direct, whereas Höglander has more of the skill, the silky mitts, so to speak. So I'm looking forward to seeing both of them for different reasons. I think they can both be contributors to our middle six, and I've seen people actually project Höglander as a top line forward, which would be awesome. So that would be my choice, those two guys. Rios, I don't even know what POG means, so that was funny. You wrote that, yet you didn't know what it meant, so be careful when you do that. That's fine. Hi from Sweden. Hello, Media O'Flynn. Is that right? Media O'Flynn? When all these names are like one word, I'm not sure how to say it. But hello from Sweden. Thank you. I appreciate all of you watching, whether you're down the street from me, which I think one of you guys are, or across the country, across the continent, across the world. I appreciate you taking the time to be here and to talk Canucks. That's awesome. Super bored. If the Canucks make the playoffs this season, who would you like to see them play in the first round? Okay. If I want to see them win, I want to see them play Arizona, because I think of the 4 other teams, Edmonton, Calgary, Arizona, Vegas, I think Arizona, we match up the best against them. I also think we can beat, this is kind of bad, but I think we can beat Edmonton. I would be more scared of Vegas and Calgary. And who knows what the playoff matchups will be. So I think the most entertaining series, I think Calgary, Edmonton, or Vegas would be entertaining. Vegas scares me the most of all those teams. And I think Edmonton, I think Arizona is the one we can beat the most. So who would I like to see them play from a standpoint of advancing to the next round? I would love them to see them play Arizona or Edmonton, because I think those are the 2 teams that we have a better chance of winning beating. I think Vegas and Calgary would be a tougher matchup for us, but I'm confident with the Canucks against any of those 4 teams. Christopher, should Besser be with Pearson and Horvat? Yeah, I think ultimately because he's played with Horvat, he's got chemistry, and if you're not going to play him on the top line, you think, well, okay, well then second line makes sense. But I think Travis Green really didn't want to break up the Horvat, Pearson, Eriksson line. Maybe he might after today because I think they were -2 today. But generally, they're pretty good on the offensive and defensive sides, and he trusts those guys as 3 veterans. But yeah, it surprised me when Horvat was taken off the top line that it wasn't put on the second line as opposed to third line. So I would agree with you for sure. Goblin, who is a better defender, Canucks, Julevi or Wu? I personally think Wu will be a good D-man when Tanev is gone. I like Jet Wu, not just because he's half Asian and I'm full Asian, but always got to support my Asian brothers. But I'm not, people are projecting Jet Wu to be a third pairing defenseman, maybe a 7th D, or maybe a third pair is more accurate. He's not going to play in your top pair, whereas Julevi, I think, could be a top 4 defenseman for sure. So who's a better defender? Maybe Wu's a better, I don't know. I just think Julevi has the bigger ceiling. I'll put it that way. If you're talking about actual defending, they play different style. Julevi's a better skater. Wu's bigger, right? It's like a throwback. So they both play well, and they're both good defensemen. I think Julevi might have higher offensive upside for sure. So I'd want to see Julevi, but I hope Jet Wu does well as well. Tony, Hughes playing more games than McCarr is a good thing. As fans don't seem to understand that. Yeah, obviously you don't want anyone to get injured, and that was why McCarr wasn't out. Then they'll point to the points per game that McCarr is closer to a point per game than Hughes is. But yeah, if Hughes plays all 82, whereas McCarr only plays 72, and they're close in the scoring, yeah, I think you give it to the guy who was consistent all season, actually, and that's not through any fault of McCarr's own. That's a really good point, Tony. We'll see what happens. We got 30 games to figure that out. Anulam, also my friend from Sweden. Goals made in shootouts, are they not counted at all when looking at player stats? Yes, that's correct, Anula. Shootout, overtime points are obviously because that's in the regular flow of play. Shootout stats do not count in player stats because then they'd be artificially inflated. Now, the NHL tracks shootout stats independently, of course, but no, you don't add Pettersson's goal to his goal total for the season because then if you have only Pettersson, Besser, Miller, and Horvat taking shootouts, then their stats are going to be artificially inflated. Same with goaltender stats. You don't count goaltender stats as well so you don't add another 1 save to Demko tonight and then 2 goals because that would then inflate. Goalies would go crazy about that. So yes, you do not include any shootout stats as part of regular stats. Amammer Beer, Dylan. Hi from Miami. Oh, awesome. Hello. Do you watch the Super Bowl? I'm sure you did. Did you go to the Super Bowl? What's your opinion come playoff time? We split Sutter and Beagle to balance the lines. Yeah, I could see, if it's day 1 of the playoffs, I could see Sutter playing as a third line center as opposed to Adam Gaudette, just because I think Travis Green may trust his veteran, but you never know what's going to happen. Maybe Sutter continues to thrive as a fourth line winger. Maybe Adam Gaudette continues to develop and is shown as a reliable defender and faceoff man. A lot can happen, but yeah, I could see Sutter going back to a third line center. I think Travis Green's experimenting now, trying Gaudette there, so he has options come playoff time. Gaudette versus Sutter, the same way that he was experimenting with Brock and Jake switching places on the lines. I think he has the long game in mind, being what's going to happen in the playoffs. But great question, Jared. Hey Clay, just wondering how many points are the Canucks on pace for this regular season roughly? Did you ask that earlier? Did someone else ask that answer earlier? But someone figured it out to be between 100 and 101 points. Yeah, that's good. Jamie Sports Talk. Hey Clay, how's it going with you? I'm great, James. How's it going with you? Jed, if Jacob ever bowls out here in Calgary, I hope I get to cross it. I haven't seen the kid since he started bowling. Yeah, that's true. Jed, if we're out there, number 1, I'll let you know. And 2, actually, one of the national championships is in Calgary this year, second week of May. So I think both Jacob and my youngest daughter, Kayla, they have a chance to make it. Jacob's playing up an age group now, so it's going to be tougher for him. I still think he's got a really good chance. But yeah, the Nationals are in Calgary this year, Jed. So I will let you know if we're going to be there in early May. That would be cool to see you. That would be awesome. Goblin, fun fact, you call me buddy is the first time anyone said that to me. Thanks, that warmed my heart. Well, I'm glad that made you feel better, buddy. Unless you don't like being called buddy, and then I will stop. Jamie's, I hope you don't mind. I sent your Facebook friend request. Yeah, I got it, James, and I approved it earlier today. So thank you. Filmer Wax, NWA Power, 305, Tuesday, 305 Pacific. Oh, I'm at work. I can't watch it. Billy Smashing Punk owns the National Wrestling Alliance. Yes. I recognize the NWA name from old school wrestling when they were bigger, the precursor to WCW before they folded. But yeah, it doesn't surprise me that NWA is still going as a regional TV, a regional wrestling promotion. That's cool. Well, thank you for the compliment. I think I'm honored to be mentioned the same breath as a wrestling show as your two favorite YouTube live streams. Laura, how many trips are you planning to make down to Seattle the inaugural season? Good question. We should all go together and make it like a GLCBC road trip. If they're going to play down to Seattle in the inaugural season, of course the Vancouver, Seattle, any of those 2 or 3 matchups will be hot tickets. But I wouldn't mind seeing a Seattle versus Tampa, Seattle versus Pittsburgh, Seattle versus St. Louis, Seattle versus Toronto. Realistically, I have Nexus, so that's not an issue. I have someone to stay with, family down there. So realistically, that's a good question. I think once would be enough, quite frankly, once or twice, but I would definitely like to make at least one trip. That's a really good question, Laura. I should start awarding prizes for best question. No, I better not, because then everyone will start asking too many questions. So, Laura, you know what I mean. Not that I don't want you to ask questions. Of course I do. But let's keep it like this, where I don't award anything. I go broke really quick. So Laura, let me know how many you would go, but I think 1 or 2 would be a good answer for me. Anula, Brock should play with EP40. They're good together with Miller. Yeah, and they went back to that today. So maybe that's the way they go going forward. And that's his natural place. Yeah, we're paying Brock too much to be a third-line player for sure. I almost choked on my apple juice. Fernando, do you think Ben will be in the lineup if we make the playoffs for experience? Yeah, I think he will be, or I think he'll get in anyways, because you usually don't use the same 6D. Well, maybe you do, depending how far you go. I also think Vandenberg, yes, he's less experienced, but he has been playing well. But you never know. I could see Ben playing, but I could see him also not starting the playoffs, maybe only coming in for a different look, matchups, or for an injury. But we'll see. There's a lot can happen in the next 30 games for sure. You think Miller, Pettersson, or Horvat could win the Selke in the next 3 to 4 years? Good question, Rios. Selke, that's the defensive forward, right? I don't think Miller will. He's good. I actually really love the way he breaks up plays, but I'm not sure if he's known as that high level around the league. Maybe he will. Pettersson, I don't think Horvat will. I think Horvat plays well, but and some people have compared him to Ryan Kessler, but I'm not sure if he has Kessler's defensive tenacity. So of those 3, I would choose Pettersson, but I think Pettersson he'll be looking at more as other types of awards. But you never know. If I had to pick those 3, I'd give Pettersson the best shot, but I still wouldn't give him the best shot ever. But yeah, I choose Pettersson over Horvat and Miller for sure. White Ninja, I want to see best on power play too, because there will be so much opportunities for him to shoot. Yeah, I see where you're going with that, especially as I talk about how power play 2 is more direct. And maybe they're designed to just get more shots on net. You could put him on PP2 just to try it, and to go with what someone else suggested. You could swap Gaudette to the top line. Not the worst idea ever. So yeah, we'll see. I'd be okay with that for a while, but if you're trying to get best or more points and get his confidence up, you want to do that playing a minute and a half of power play time as opposed to 30 seconds, right? So something to consider. Rio, I live in Surrey. It's snowing. Yes. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. I'm surprised it's snowing again. I knew that in Richmond, where I live, they're not saying until Tuesday. I think Michael Tell. I think you put Eriksson with PD and Eriksson score 40. Sorry, I think you put Eriksson with PD and Eriksson score 40 to 50 points. Yeah, I think I'm not going to say that I could get 40 or 50 points with Pettersson. But yeah, I think that's an automatic bump just because you get it to him and how good he is. But maybe 30 to 40. If it's playing other things too, other aspects of the game, you could get up to 40 to 50. That's a lot though. But I hear what you're saying, Michael. Goblin Toss. Hey Clay, my dream is to be a Canucks play-by-play announcer. Do you think I can do it? Record the games and sit in my basement and practice? Of course I think you can do it. I think a lot of people want to have that job though, and you might have to beat some really good people, but why not? Yeah, I think you should practice those. All these guys that have play-by-play jobs, whether it's TV, radio, they do it by practicing, they do it by doing junior games, and I think you're in high school, Goblin Toss, so that's something to look into. Look into BCIT for sure. But yeah, that's really cool if that's your dream. I think that's an awesome dream to have. A name that I won't say out loud. It's not that bad, but I don't. Oli, yeah. Jed, it was crazy out in the streets in Calgary last night. Remind me of 2011 after we lost the finals. Not that bad though. Yeah, I'd hope they wouldn't go crazy after a regular season loss, but I can imagine how it would be spirited outside. Laura, do you think we'll resign Tanev? If so, how much? Great question, Laura. I actually did a vlog about this just 3 days ago. Got a lot of love on YouTube. It was Tanev versus Stetcher. Who do you resign? Who do you keep if you only keep one? It's really interesting because Tanev, kind of like Edler before this season, they actually signed Edler to a 2-year contract with no movement protection though. Like there's no protection for any moves, including expansion. I could see them doing a similar thing with Tanev, but he's pretty solid, right? And just as Edler's pretty solid. I love Troy Stetcher's potential. I love the fact that he's from Richmond. I love the way he plays the game. Great skater. But, Tanev has double the points that Stetcher does. And I was really surprised when I saw that. Of course, it's because Tanev is playing with Quinn Hughes. Tanev gets 5 more minutes a game than Stetcher does. But obviously, playing with Hughes is a huge bump. Just making one pass either to him or receiving a pass from him makes a big difference. So from a stats perspective, Tanev is quite impressive this season. If I had to choose, I would still choose Stetcher over Tanev, but only because he's younger and he's a little bit cheaper. If the Canucks are in a cap crunch, then you're looking to save $1 million or $2 million wherever you can. But obviously, I would love both guys back. I just don't know how realistic it is. And people that responded to my YouTube channel is split down the middle, 50-50, wanting Tanev or wanting Stetcher. Great question, Laura. Let me know who you'd want. James, hey Clay, how's it going? I sent your Facebook. Yeah, I responded to that. Thanks, James. Tony, who do you think will make more on the contract, Hughes or Petey? Great question. If I had to pick one, I'd say Pettersson. You usually see forwards make more than D-men just overall. You think of the highest paid players in the league, although there's a few high paid D-men too. They're both very valuable. I think, yeah, Pettersson by a hair, if I had to pick one. 100, 100, good. Lethal Storm, how are you? I'm great, Lethal. Hope you are well too. Edmund, hey Clay. Hey Edmund. I think if you ever plays maybe playoffs, that's how Yannick Hansen first started with the Clay. Yeah, Yannick Hansen did that. Chris Tanev actually started by playing in the playoffs as well. So it's not unprecedented, but it's kind of risky. I think you'd admit a rookie putting him in the playoffs, but we'll see. Edmund, so I see something similar pending injuries. Yeah, and Edmund, you may have heard me say the Canucks have 6 NHL defensemen, 7 include Jordy Ben, who hasn't played in the last little bit. And then you could have Juolevi, Rafferty, Breezeball, Chatfield, a lot of other guys. So we'll see, depending on what kind of matchups, what side they play on and all those things. Jamie's, I'd love to see a really good player to help us for the playoffs. Yeah, that's fair. I presume you mean adding at the trade deadline. Edmund, can Quinn get over 60 points this season? I think he can do it. Yeah, Quinn is at 39 and 52. So he'd have to get 20 points, 21 points in the next 30 games. I think it's doable given that he's racking up more points recently. So I definitely think it's doable. Of course, scoring shuts down a little bit as you get closer to playoffs, but then you need your best players to step up. And if the power play gets going once again, I definitely think he has a chance to hit 60 points. Great question. Rios, do you think Justin Bailey is going to play? He's really sick. Yeah, Justin Bailey, he's big and he can skate like crazy. He's got pretty good hands. He has bounced around to a few teams before, but we'll see. Both him and McEwen are waiting right now because Tim Schaller was the one who drew in ahead of them. So we'll see. Josh Levo still a couple months away. Ferland maybe about 3 weeks away. So we might see Bailey. I love to see him get a chance. He played really well in the preseason, I remember. Ivan, we are lucky. First in the division, if JT Miller doesn't have chemistry, if Markstrom is not having a breakout season, or Hughes wasn't ready for the NHL, where do you think would be at? Well, that's a lot of what ifs. If JT Miller didn't have chemistry, if Markstrom wasn't breakout and Hughes wasn't ready for the NHL, no doubt we wouldn't be in a playoff spot right now. But with all those 3 things happening, along with Pettersson, along with strong play by Demko as well, Tanner Pearson and Jake Virtanen's, although you have to factor everything in. So, but with those 3, if Markstrom was not playing well, if Hughes wasn't ready, and JT Miller, no, we wouldn't be in a playoff position for sure. Dean, what rookies will play next year? Good question. I think Juolevi and Colin will be my choices. I think Höglander is still a year away. They'll probably want to start him in Utica unless he does something crazy in training camp. And we know Podkolzin's at least a year away. So I'm going with Colin and Olli Juolevi as making the team next year as rookies. So maybe not Calder Trophy potential, but hopefully they'll be solid contributors. Edmund, do you also think JT Miller might be another Redeem Verbata, like one good season wonder? No, I think there's good question, Edmund, but I think JT Miller's game is more complete than Redeem Verbata. Verbata was simply a good sniper, and that's good. But once teams locked into that, he became, it became more difficult for him. And I know that he then got dropped off the Sedin's line. With JT Miller, I think he's not so one-dimensional. He's got so many more aspects to his game, a real competitor. No, I don't think it's a one and done. I hope not, because we've got 3 more years of him after this. Dexter, what are your thoughts on David Pope? Do you think he has 50 goal potential one day? Oh, that's the guy. I'm gonna look him up. Refresh me. Is he from Detroit or something? David Pope, Canucks. We got him in a trade. Yeah, David Pope, late bloomer. Yeah, 25-year-old left winger in the Detroit system. I don't know much about him, to be honest, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about him. So 50 goal potential, I think that's a stretch, but okay, good. I just it's funny. I'm watching YouTube here, but I'm reading your chat here, but I'm reading how should I say this again? I'm going through the old messages on my computer, but I'm actually live streaming off my phone. So I see the real-time messages, and Dexter but you got me to look it up. See, that's the kind of guy I am. Every question I'll answer, even if you guys try and get me. I thought the jokes were safe for Jacob, but no. I don't think David Pope will score 50 goals, but at least I remember that he's an actual real player. Rios, I don't want Arizona because Kemper is probably going to be ready for the playoffs. Good point. Yes, Kemper did not play for them last week, and he could steal a game, let alone a whole series. Great point, Rios, but we shall see. Edmund, I'd want to play Besser and Horvat with Pearson. Yeah, we talked about that. Besser, better second liner than third liner for sure, if not first liner. Who would you rather have, Hughes or Pouliot? I'm sure you're joking again, but I'll go with Hughes. Lefty all around. Canucks have 2 rookies of the year in consecutive years. I believe that's never happened before. That means challenging for Stanley Cup 3 to 5 years. Yeah, I agree with you, lefty all around. Canucks are set up really well for 3 to 5 years. This year, I wouldn't say it's just bonus or gravy. It certainly means something, but I think we're way ahead than we're probably. I think I've always said Elias Pettersson has sped up our rebuild by 1 or 2 years at least. So it's good to see. I'm not sure we're going to have a rookie challenging for Rookie of the Year next year, but hopefully Lind or Juolevi will be solid contributors. Dexter, what do you think of Mitch Elliott's game? I'm guessing you're joking again, but yeah, so I'll just keep on going. Matthew, go Chiefs. Yeah, that was a good win today. By the way, a quick word about the Super Bowl. I was going to mention off the top, and then I want to keep going here. Didn't really have a dog in the fight. Didn't matter to me who won. Didn't want San Francisco to lose just because I'm a Seahawks fan. But I never felt like the Chiefs were out of it, even when they were down by 10 going in the fourth. It was you just kind of knew that they had it in them, and they exploded in the fourth quarter as well with those 21 points. Good win by the Chiefs. Sorry, Clay, we couldn't be on January 27. We tried. Yes, let's try. I'm sure you're busy. I'm never busy, but I'm sure you're busy, but we will make it happen for sure. Jamie is awesome. Thank you for accepting my friend request. You're welcome, James. Jed, let me know. It'd be nice to meet up. I think it's at Let's Bowl. I haven't bowled yet this year due to injury, but definitely love to come out. Yeah, I will let you know, Jed, and we can talk bowling and Canucks, of course. Dexter, should we call the Canucks for Seattle Series Pacific Playdown, the Border Battle, or the Coast Clash? Ooh, I like all of them. Pacific Playdown, it's okay. A bit of a mouthful. Border Battle, that's good. Like, obviously, there's other border battles, but considering how close we are, I like that. The Coast Clash, I'll go with all those. And obviously, you like alliteration, Dexter, so congrats. That's pretty good. Clay, hey, call me buddy all you want. Okay, buddy. Laura, I think I'd probably go 1 or 2 most because you're right. Tickets will be red hot, most expensive. I agree. Goblin, I'm not rushing, but I am kind of rushing because I know Jake's coming down in the next 5 minutes. Goblin, hey, Clay, do you think Miller likes it here and will be designed here when his contract is up? I probably meant re-signed here. Yes, I think Miller likes it here. Tough to say what's going to happen 3 years down the road. He might get too expensive, but and he's kind of getting that age where he might want to test the free agent waters after this contract. So we'll see. But yes, I do like Miller, and I hope he likes it here. Jamie, Sports Talk, I live in Grade Cache, Alberta now. We are snowing here. Gotcha, James. Jamie, very good. Dexter, that's funny, Goblin. I want to become the Canucks play-by-play as well. My goal is to attend UBC's very good. Well, see, Goblin, you have competition, which is good. Dexter, you have competition. That's what I mean. I think there are a lot of people that want to do that job. Practice, practice, practice. Laura, Troy from Richmond, agreed. Richmond is the best place to be, and I think I live in the best place in Richmond, best area, and that would be Steveston. Goblin, in fact, in high school, plan to go to BCIT, not for the announcer class, but because my dad works out there, so we can commute there together. Well, you still got to take something though, right? So that's good. Good. I think you're in grade 11 as well, right? Goblin, same as my son Jake. Jed, Ferland, Levo in. Who comes out? Let's presume the Ferland and Levo come in. I think that Louis Erickson will come out as good as he's been, and I think Tim Schaller comes out or Tyler Mott. I would have chose one of them. Those would be my first two choices: Erickson and then Schaller or Mott. And Mott's of course injured right now, unfortunately. Letho, I mean, we all find out future, but does the team get some team-friendly contracts from stars? Yeah, you know, these young guys, I don't know how team-friendly they'll be. And what's team-friendly? Do you knock off $1 million? Do you knock off $500,000? It's a lot of money. But yes, we will indeed find out future as well. LA Special sitting hearing Mark Sherman starting extension talks. Good hope. Mixed team. Yeah, they saying a hockey night in Canada that Canucks have offered a 2-year term. Not sure if that's going to get it done. We'll see. Laura Tanev is great, but isn't going to be amazing forever, so I'd have to go with Stetcher. Laura, I agree with you. Edmund, I forgot about Levo. Me too. I actually forgot about him in one of my posts recently. People bug me about that for sure. Mr. Nuts, that's a funny name. Stetcher is kind of weak in my opinion. Wesley Nikita Trampkin spelling. Yeah, your spelling was off. You just got the A and the M wrong. And I've heard it's actually not Triamkin, it's Trampkin. You just kind of say it and blow through it. So I say Trampkin, Nikita Trampkin. I'm not sold on him. I know a lot of people are. They see, you know, big, decent skater, big body, put him with Myers, and they're massive. But I have questions about his attitude and his work ethic, and I'm not sure if he's an improvement over anyone that's in our lineup right now. But if you lose Tanev and or Stetcher, then maybe you'll look at him. We'll see. Last 4 minutes, then we'll bring Jacob in. Are you concerned about the fact that the Canucks get dominated pretty much every game? I know they're winning, but if they keep it up in the playoffs, they won't win. I don't know. They didn't get dominated. They got dominated yesterday. They dominated, or they didn't get dominated today. I'm okay with it. You'd want them to not be on the wrong end of the shot total so much, but dominated is too strong of a word. But there have been a couple games where they've certainly been outplayed for sure. I'm not overly concerned right now. I know maybe the analytics guys may have something else to say, but I'm okay with it right now because they are getting good goaltending, and I don't think that goaltending is a fluke. Okay, last two. Michael, truth, we cannot afford another great rookie like Hughes and Petey with the NHL Cup. Yeah, so let's hope that no one else does. No, I'm just kidding. We'll worry about that when it comes. I'm kidding about David Pope. Edmund, I think for those who watch the Super Bowl today is way better than last year. Yeah, last year's Super Bowl game, despite the two good teams in it, that last year's was a dog. Today's was quite good, actually. I'm not joking about Elliott. What do you think about it? I don't know enough about him, but so Dexter, I have to look him up. Sorry to assume you were joking. But I'm going to look him up right now. But I don't want to talk too much about him because where is he most recently? Yeah, you know, I don't know much about Elliott. I will look it up after we talk, but I don't want to waste your guys' time, you guys staring at me watching a computer right now. But you tell me what you think about him, and then I can use that as my basis. Yes, I was busy making my vlog. More coming on February 10 and 12. Yes, those will be very vloggable games. Keep up the good work. I watch your stuff. Goblin, I'm in semester 2 of grade 10, but if I lived and born in Richmond, I was born in Richmond, but if still lived there, I would be friends with Jake. Oh, so what, Goblin, where do you live again? I think you told me earlier, but refresh me. You're in high school and you're in grade 10. That's awesome. Dexter, to be honest, I think they got pretty outclassed today. You know, it's interesting, Dexter, you say that because even Travis Green said that he thought they played better today than they did yesterday. Of course, yesterday they did get outshot by a wide margin. Today they actually won the shot battle. But yeah, there are definitely parts in today's game, especially I think it was the second period where Carolina really took it to them. Carolina's got a lot of really high-skilled forwards, and as my son Sean said, a lot of high-skilled forwards that have names that are unconventional. Aho, Teravainen, Svechnikov, Fogel. There's a couple others I'm sure that I'm missing. Yeah, a lot. Anita Ryder, some really unconventional names, but very, very good players. What happens to the divisions once Seattle joins? Good question. Seattle becomes in the Pacific, and then you have to move one of our teams over to the Central to even it out 8-8. So whether it probably won't be Edmonton, Calgary. You keep Vancouver, you keep Seattle, you keep 3 LA teams. So it'll likely be Vegas or Arizona that pops over to the Central Division. I see that happening. I can't sleep when I have school. Okay, that's too bad. Well, I'm surprised that this hasn't put you to sleep, but that's okay. Dexter, I'm just asking about random players and wanting to see what you say about them. Dexter, that's good, man. I obviously don't know enough about a lot of these random players. I live in Langley, very cool. Arizona will be the one to go to the Central, and I think pronounce it Teravainen. Okay, Actually, that's true. And I actually wrote a song about the Carolina Hurricanes last year with my friend Katrina. Not Marie, but my friend Katrina. We wrote a song for the playoffs, actually. If you want to check it out, it's kind of cool. We called it Bunch of Jerks done to Fifth Harmony song work. Okay, it is 10:50, and right on cue, we have Jacob. So please welcome Jacob. Jacob, come on in. What'd you do to your hair?
I showered.
Okay, that's good. That's a first. So this is Jacob. I can actually sit with you because Sean's not here.
Doesn't look that nice.
Yeah, well, welcome to normal. Do you want to sit on this side so you can look up stats while we're talking?
I know all the stats.
Okay. So every question now, I think I nailed all your questions. So what I did today, I tried something different. I actually talked less about myself or what my thoughts, and I got to all your questions, and we nailed it. So there, Jacob, we'll cut it off at, we'll say 15 to 20 minutes max. Thank you for joining. We'll see if the numbers go up or down. While you're, I got a thumbs down, so I guess people don't like what we're doing. I'm sure that was before you got here. And if you want to counteract that thumbs down, you can hit the like button, make the thumbs up go up even more. Oh, okay. Someone reversed their thumbs down to thumbs up. Maybe they felt bad.
Thanks.
Whatever you want to do. Okay, so this is Jacob. Sean is at his girlfriend. Coming home hopefully soon. I gave him a curfew, a light curfew, but it's a curfew nonetheless. So let's, any questions from here on in, go to Jacob unless I really need to save him. Okay, here we go. HSM Fangirl. Hey Jake, what's your go-to McDonald's order?
Oh, 6-piece nugget meal and fries with a Coke. I've never actually tried any burgers or anything else from McDonald's, probably besides a hash brown. So nuggets have always been my go-to.
True story. I know that because I have to order it for him every time we go. Mm-hmm. Good question. See, those are the kind of questions like not just, hey, what do you think of this player who's not actually real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Edmund, hey Jacob, real questions. Do you, your brother, and your dad like the MCU movies?
Sean and I are really big fans of it. My dad will watch it once in a while too. But we weren't the biggest fans growing up. We only got into it about 3 years ago. And we were there to watch all like the hype around Endgame and Infinity War and stuff. And this guy watches the movie, doesn't know the difference between Black Panther and...
that other black guy. Who's it wasn't black?
And Rhodey, yeah.
Who's Rhodey?
The Black Iron Man.
Okay, so it's true. I think there's 20 to 25 MCU movies now. I think I've seen 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, good question. Mm-hmm. Michael, hey Jacob.
Hi.
Dexter, Jacob be looking like Travis Green with a greasy lettuce.
This guy's back here again.
Was it Dexter who was talking about the greasy lettuce? For sure?
Yeah, because I remember that last
Well, it's not that greasy. Actually, he just got his hair cut. Yeah, we like short hair in this family. Rios, I love you. Illy, that means I love you, right? Even I know that. Online lingo is my thing. Jamie Sports Talk. Hey, Jake, how's it going with you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Laura, hi, Jacob. Do you have any Canucks jerseys? If so, which one is your favorite?
Do I?
Be honest.
I don't think I have one right now.
You borrow them.
I borrow them from Sean or him once in a while. I don't really need any jerseys on me right now. I used to have this one, the number 1 that said emo on the back. That was my favorite one, but then I finally hit a growth spurt and now I don't fit it anymore.
Yeah, you hit puberty.
Just last year.
Sean's still waiting to do that. That's okay. Yeah, so I can concur. Between all my jerseys and Sean has a Horvat and a couple others. There's always one for Jake to borrow for that 1 or 2 games a year he actually goes to. Mm-hmm. Rio says, nice flow, Jacob.
Thanks.
Does that mean hair?
Yes.
Tony, what's your favorite band, Jacob?
Band?
Good question.
I don't think I have a favorite band. If we're talking like music artists or like groups,
no, he's talking about like rubber bands. Of course, he's talking about music.
I enjoy listening to Social House. I also, on the Catholic side, I like listening to Hillsong United. That's good.
Hillsong's good. Yeah. Who's Social House? Isn't that place on 5 Road in Steveston? Brown Social House?
No, it's a.
Are they good? What kind of music is it?
It's that Magic in the Hampton song that I listen to all the time.
Handshake in the
Yeah, that one.
Actually, this guy's a really good singer. I put him in a couple of my parody videos. So look up
No.
Look up
Don't
Canuck
look up-
Clay,
don't look up.
one pick away. We did a story to Charlie Poos,
That was-
one call away.
5 years ago.
Yeah, it was before his voice changed actually,
That's when I was better.
and it was when we wanted to get Austin Matthews.
Still wasn't that good. I didn't know who.
Check it
Austin
out,
Matthews
Canuck
was.
Clay, one pick away.
I didn't know who Austin Matthews was, so I didn't know what I was thinking of.
Yeah, so no difference from today.
Yeah.
Hey Jake, what's your dream job? Good question.
Ooh. That's a very good question. Dream job would probably not having to do much, and on top of that, I want to find a way to help with youth ministry, something similar to what he did, I guess. But you know, organizing events, being involved, and bring kids, having them have a good experience.
How about professional bowler? Truly.
That is definitely one that I have in mind. There's a lot of factors that play into it, but it's definitely not a bad one.
Yeah, like practicing once in a while.
That was a good one.
That was good, right? Jacob, how do you think the Canucks played against the Eagles today?
We did not play the Eagles.
Who do we play? The Carolina.
Not Panthers. Carolina Hurricanes.
And just so you know, who played in the Super Bowl today?
Chiefs and 49ers.
And who won?
The Chiefs.
Good. Excellent.
I'm so happy about that.
Why?
Because one of my favorite teachers, her name's Miss Tack, who is what we call her. He went to school with her. She loves the 49ers, and I was so happy when they lost today, so I can rub it in her face.
Doesn't she have seasons to 49ers? Or
Yeah,
her husband does?
yeah.
Yeah. Make sure she gives you good marks still.
Oh.
I hope Jacob makes Canucks recaps one day or soon. It'll be fun to watch.
I can do a quick 30-second one right now.
Boy.
Hey guys, Jacob Canuck guy right here. Today we played against the Carolina Hurricanes, and as you saw, we lost, unfortunately. But in overtime, nothing happened, so it was quite a boring game. But overall, I think the Canucks played well because we did get 3 goals, and in the shootout, one of our players, I don't know which one, Pedersen, got the 1 goal, and unfortunately we lost because our goaltending was just
All right, so that's recap from Jacob Emo. Canuck Jacob. That was good.
Jacob.
I think you have a future in that. How tall are you?
I am 5'6.5", 5'7".
Oh, Jed lives in Calgary. Bowler wants to see us when you make YBC Nationals.
Sounds good.
What's your benchmark bowling ball?
My benchmark
So
bowling-
this will probably be very, very interesting to Jed and not to the other 46 of you. Go ahead.
Yes. So please don't click away. Favorite bowling ball is called the IQ Tour. Very smooth. Very ball that's nice and reliable. So I know what's gonna happen with it, and it's a good benchmark because I can go down to a different ball that will hook less, or a stronger bowling ball that will curve the lane more.
And truly, I just learned benchmark truly means benchmark. Like that's how you judge what's going to happen in the lane, and then you adjust from there, right?
Yep.
So the IQ Tour.
Yep.
What color is that one again?
It's a dark blue.
Okay. Laura, I have the same go-to McDonald's meal.
Yay!
So Laura's the same one who wants to look like me with the Hughes jersey. I mean, I want to look like her.
Yeah.
And then she,
Awesome. Laura can buy me one.
what, jersey or McDonald's meal?
McDonald's.
Yeah, that's $6 versus, actually $10 now versus $200. Dexter, Jacob, do you save your homework until last minute like me, or do you go at it right away?
I try to go at it, but then I sleep, and then I leave it till... I'm not last minute, but I am last hour.
And I hear you on like video chatting with people.
Yeah, I video chat a lot, and then I work on bowling, editing, and things like that.
That's true. Actually, whereas I do the Canucks videos, Jacob and Sean, I think we talked about this before. They actually have they do a vlog series for a YouTube channel for the Pro Shop that's attached to our bowling alley. So it's called JR Pro Shop vids. If you want to check it out, and that's Jacob doing all the editing for those videos. They're very funny. He's not in every video, but he does a good job.
Thanks. Yeah, go check it out.
JR
You like
Pro
it.
Shop. Okay, go-to meal overall, not just McDonald's.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna do really good in college / university because I have lived off these packets of ramen my whole life. Instant
You
noodles.
can say what it is.
It's Sapporo Ichiban, where they come in a big box of 24, and I've eaten those for breakfast pretty much my entire life since grade.
Probably filled with like MSG. Like,
Yeah, they fill with MSG.
Oh, that's
and,
bad packaging.
I've
Making
had
us-
that every single day for my
well, why
life.
don't you learn how to eat some real food?
I do eat real food, like mac and cheese.
Hey Jake, I was going to ask you about a fake player, but this time I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite TV show?
Oh, I really enjoy watching The Office and How I Met Your Mother. They're two of my favorite shows.
Stupid shows.
I mean, hockey. Watching Vancouver.
No, be honest. They want honesty.
Yeah. Either those two. I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine and The 100. And I just got into High School Musical, the series. But we don't have to talk about that.
Well, I was gonna make fun of it, but one of my most loyal subscribers
love
is
it,
Ace HSM fangirl. Yeah. Clay and Jacob, KFC or churches?
Churches.
Churches. Very expensive though.
Because it's Catholic.
Excited for graduation? Well,
Yes.
we got to clarify that's next year.
Yeah.
He's in grade 11.
I'm grade 11 right now. Next year, I'll be grade 12. And after, that's graduation year. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to move on. And then spread.
A lot of really good questions. So we're going to cut it off at 10 after 11. Can you do 10 more minutes?
Yep.
Yeah, but no matter where we are, we'll cut it off at 10 after
Sounds
11.
good.
That's been 10 minutes already. Wow, this is going by fast, but these are excellent questions.
Good questions.
Yeah, very good questions. Dexter. Okay. Well,
Yes.
they were good questions.
Dexter.
What's Travis Green's favorite goalie? Thomas Greiss? So there's actually a goalie named Thomas Greiss. We played against him yesterday.
Really?
He was the losing goalie for the Islanders. So
yeah.
he made a joke like Greiss, Grease.
Yeah.
Okay. Edmund, where do you get your haircut?
Oh, my brother Sean, the other one, his best friend actually cuts hair. He lives pretty close to us, and he's been doing it for about 2 years now. And he took over for his brother, and he cuts hair. He's very nice to me, and you should check him out. His place is called the Pretty Boy Lounge.
I know Edmund didn't ask me, but if you ask me, Edmund, where do you get your haircut? I do it myself. You can probably tell. I do the whole thing, and then my wife Gail finishes off the back. It looks good. Why mess with something that works? Hey Jake, Wood and brother. Hey Jake, Wood and brother. If I send you guys a Facebook friend request, so basically look at that when you get it.
Got it.
Goblin Toss. Jake, you're lucky. I got about halfway through puberty and stopped, so you're lucky. Which half, Goblin? No, that doesn't sound right. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But you're only in grade 10. It'll still
Still happen.
it'll still happen for you.
Yeah.
Jed, you guys come out with any new Pro Shop videos today?
Oh, yes. I just uploaded a new one today. It's one of my coaches. His name is Chris Gutierrez, and he just reviewed this new ball by Brunswick called the Vapor Zone Hybrid. So check
Awesome.
it out.
Hannes, hi from Sweden. Hello, Hannes. It's
Whoa.
morning here. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate. Well, a lot of people from Sweden watching.
Good
which is
morning.
Any Clay and Marie music sessions planned? Go Canucks. Well, thank you for asking. Last one we did was Christmas time, but we'll probably do one near the end of the season or once the Canucks make the playoffs. We'll certainly
If we make the playoffs.
we will make the playoffs. This is a question for me. Once we make the playoffs, we will definitely come up with something. Actually, we're going to be on a podcast. I can't say which one yet, but we're going to be on a podcast in March, and we may do something fun with them as well. So thank you for asking. Yes, Maria's awesome, and I love making music with her. That's pretty good on your recap. So I got a compliment on your recap.
Thanks.
Hey, Jake, do you watch the CFL? I'm a BC Lions fan.
I do not watch CFL. We did go to a few games in the past years. It's fun. Not much to it.
Yeah.
Football.
Laura, great recap. So she's the one who eats the 6 nuggets as well.
Thank you, Laura.
Yeah. Anula, how tall is that in centimeters? So 5'7" is 67 inches. Then you divide it by, you times it by 2.54. So that's Anula. I don't have my calculator on me because do you have your phone?
Yes.
Okay, hurry up.
Always. Yeah.
Hurry up.
What is it? What am I putting?
67.
67
times 2.54.
2.54.
170 centimeters. That's how tall Jacob is.
Pretty tall.
A few more. Lethal Storm. Ooh, I use a purple Taboo 2013 ball and a Motive Venom.
Oh, those are good.
Awesome, Lethal. Where do you bowl? That's pretty cool. Are you from here? Where do you bowl? No. We have at least, those two, you, and I consider myself. So we have 4 bowlers on here.
Oh, that might drive people away.
No, people like bowling. What do you think of our prospect, Alex Biega? He is a real player.
I thought Biega passed.
No, he passed the puck.
No, passed. No, he was a team player for us.
Oh, I thought you meant he passed away. Yeah. No, yeah, he got traded. So he's an older defenseman, a small guy.
Yeah. That's all right.
Tony, why doesn't Lego Rocks join these chats? Tony, you have to ask Lego Rocks. He probably has other stuff to do. Who knows? Probably making videos. Goblin Toss. Jake, but that wasn't throwing. I like Lego Rocks. I watch all his stuff. He does good stuff. Goblin Toss. Jake, if you go through your emo phase, your dad should respell your last name to emo instead of emo. Like EMO.
Oh. Okay.
But you're not going to go through your emo phase.
Not yet, at least.
I think I would have to be his dad. Clay. Someone said Clay. Hey, it's 11 o'clock and I still haven't done my homework.
Sit. No, I finished mine, but good luck.
Dexter, how old are you? I want to know how old Dexter is, and I want to know where Lethal bowls. Goblin Toss, hey Jake, have any crushes?
No, not really. I'm good for right now. You?
It's kind of hard with this one.
Yeah, I realize that.
Alice Besson, I don't like tacos.
Oh, me neither.
I got tickets to San Jose versus Canucks in March. Would love to meet you traveling from up north to go. Oh, is that the March 20?
Oh, I thought he sold that game.
No, March 20. Van City fan, I'm not sure what game that is. I don't think I'm going to it though, but refresh me in the below what game that is, and we'll let you know. Jed, who eats the most at all you can eat sushi?
Either him, my brother, yeah, those two.
One of us two.
Yeah.
Not you.
Not me.
What's your favorite book?
Sorry? Book?
Yeah. Do you know how to read?
No. Oh, I just got this recent book. It was from Amazon in the States. It's called the Action Bible. Yeah, it's a really good book because it has comics, some pictures. So it makes the Bible. It has every story of the Bible, but in like a comic form. And
Sounds like it's for 5-year-olds.
Yeah, I learned from it a lot actually. It's good.
I'm glad you're reading the Bible. That's good. All right, last 5 minutes. We're gonna go fast.
Last 5 minutes.
Jake, have your eyes on anyone? Eyes, heart.
Oh, no, not really. Unless you're looking for someone.
Wait, that doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Kays Ramadi, hey, how are you? We're good, thank you. Dexter, do you enjoy my Grease jokes or should I switch it up?
They're all right. I like them. I like them.
What's your channel called, Jacob?
JR Pro Shop Videos.
Jed, I bowled Filipino League when he was still a kid, Chris.
Oh,
Okay,
wait, that's good. That's a good connection.
Jed, Chris is actually my captain. We both play in this Tuesday night league, probably the best league in the Lower Mainland, right?
Yep.
And my team is actually winning the third quarter, but not because of me, but because of Chris. But Jed, I'll make sure that I mention you on Tuesday.
Yep.
All right. Last few. Laura, Jake, have you ever played hockey?
I played street hockey before and NHL hockey on the TV. On the, I'm just all right. I just like winding myself up to slap shot it.
Football is just a bunch of 700-pound men smashing into each other and giving themselves brain damage. But actually that's not I mean, I've heard other people say a similar thing like that. Yeah. They don't say 700-pound men, but Jamie Sports Talk, hey Jake, what's your favorite NFL football team? Is it the Seattle Seahawks? Is mine.
Yes.
Yours too?
Yep.
Anula, need to check out. Have a great week. Thank you, Anula. Letho, probably won't see this, but I'm in Midwest USA. It's sad. Bowling is a dying sport here. That's too bad.
At least you're in the USA. That's fun.
Yeah, glad you typed that out. Thanks, Letho. Oh, Lethal Storm. Maybe Storm as in the ball.
Oh. Whoa.
Yeah. March 25th, game San Jose. Yeah, I just sold that one tonight, Van City fan, because I can't go, or actually I wasn't planning to go, but I hope you enjoy that game. I just sold that game tonight, actually. Dexter, I'm 14. I have bad homework habits. Got to work on that. I'm also heading off to Mexico on Saturday, so I'll miss a week of school, so I'll probably have to work in Mexico. I probably won't do it, but I'll watch the Canucks games in Mexico. Well, Dexter, 14. You're pretty mature for 14.
Yeah.
White Ninja, Happy Faces. Laura, favorite video game?
Minecraft.
Goblin Toss, I have a crush, but my mom says I'm too young to have a girlfriend. Also, I don't have the balls to ask her out, so I'm going to be alone forever.
I will help you out next time.
Yeah, you guys can connect later.
Yeah, we'll talk.
High school boy stuff.
Yeah.
I know you won't be alone forever. Harry Potter or Star Wars?
Neither. I don't like either.
Dexter says I'm straight when you said that you could. Yeah, you made a comment that made it sound like you liked him, but I think.
Yeah, that was the intention. Oh, me too. High five.
Do you have a PS4?
Yes, we do have a PS4.
Did you ever want to play high school football?
I did. Oh, I didn't. I played club football while I was in high school.
With the Richmond Raiders.
With the Richmond Raiders. I did not. I wanted to do high school football, but the program folded at my school, so unfortunately I couldn't. But
he was good. He was fast. Every time that he got the ball, though, we would say a quick prayer to make sure he didn't get mauled.
I played wide receiver.
Okay, 700 pounds was an exaggeration. Yes, Dexter, we know. Usually 700-pound guys don't play football. There aren't a lot of 700-pound guys around. Daniel Sundin or Henrik Lundqvist?
Those are neither names.
This guy's real.
Lundqvist is a goalie.
Good. Last few. Jed, ask him if he still has the ball I gave him when he was a kid. Jed, I will ask Goots this Tuesday. Good night, guys. Good night, Lethal. Storm is for the bowling company. Yep. Nice
Good.
catch. Hope you all have a good week. Thank you. It's like these guys are
you guys are
shutting
so
down
nice.
for us. Dexter, it's funny that you think I'm mature when I make Travis Green grease jokes every second. White Ninja. Okay, last two. What games do you play on the PS4?
Not much. I mainly use it for Disney Plus and Netflix.
And lastly, Goblin Toss. Hey, Jake, will you be my friend?
Absolutely.
And okay, good night. And last question, and then I'll sign off. Jack, Jacob, or what? Are you jacked?
Jack.
Or I don't know what that means, Jack, Jacob.
I can't. I took my contacts out.
Oh.
Jack.
Maybe he's asking if you're jacked.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty strong.
Actually, he's got a decent build, like Bruce Lee, kind of.
For how skinny I am, I'm actually muscular.
Yeah, see, jacked equals muscles. Real's big, yeah. And Goblin Toss, warning, I'm weird. And Stefan, good morning from Sweden. Okay, I'm gonna let you go while I sign off.
I'm gonna go. Go. Thank you. Bye.
See you later. Thanks. All right. Thanks everyone for joining me. That was a very quick 70 minutes. And yeah, coming up, the Canucks have 3 games. They are in Boston on Tuesday. Then they wind up their road trip in Minnesota on Thursday. And then they're back home to face the Calgary Flames on Saturday. So 3 games between now and next week. Canucks have played 3 games of their 5-game road trip, 2 wins and a shootout loss that we saw today. So already 5 points out of their 6 possible 3 games total. So thank you everyone for watching. I'm just reading real quick. Good morning. Peace. See you, Jacob. Good night. God bless. Thanks, Clay. Enjoyed my time. Love these. Good night. Oh, you guys are awesome. Bye, Jake. We do love you. Keep up. Okay. So as you guys are signing off, thank you. You guys know I appreciate you very much. I know it's late for those of you watching in BC or West Coast. It's 11 o'clock at night. It's even later on the East Coast, and it's morning in Sweden. So many Swedish viewers. I appreciate all of you. So thank you. Have a great week. And if you want, hit the like button if you want. If you want to subscribe to this channel, if you're not already, I'm sure you are, though. That's how you knew I was doing this. And don't forget, I do daily videos on the Canucks. And I'm always here. And I'm on Twitter at Canuck Clay. And I'm on Instagram at Clayton Emo. And as others have seen, you can find me on Facebook as well with my full name of Clayton Emo as well. So have a great week. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate all of you. God bless. Go Canucks, go.